These are my guitars, all electric, one string. I introduce them one by one. This one, made of cricket bat. It's got a pickup from a microwave oven, and it's got 3.5mm jack. This one is from a squash racket. It's got 3 hand-wound pickups. The DC resistance, each one is about 30 ohms or so. They connected in series, so total about 90 ohms for the 3. It's quite a good signal. It's also got a 3.5mm jack connector. This one is made from a hard drive casing, aluminum case. The head is, I call the machine head, is made from a electric vape and electric vape, that's how it is, and hose clamp, yeah, the garden hose clamp to tighten the string. And the pickup is hand wound, very strong magnet. It's rare earth neodymium magnet, and wound about 60 ohms on it. It's also a very strong signal just on its own. It's got a 6.5mm jack for connector. This one is made of circuit board out of a Simpson washing machine, the electric board, and all the components are not connected in. It's just a kind of decoration, and it's got a pickup. It's right here. It's a solenoid out of some other machine, maybe another microwave or washing machine. It's impedance. It's got a DC resistance about 1000 ohms. And these are the magnets. There's a few magnets around it. It looks a bit messy because I had to find the place where to actually put the magnets, and it's not at the right place, so that's why I had to put quite a few magnets around it. Normally just one magnet would be enough if I just find the right spot, but haven't found it yet. This one is made of cookie tin. It's also got one of those solenoid used as a pickup. It's same, about 1000 ohm DC resistance, and the head is made from an old machine head out of some old guitar. This one is made from some timber, found timber on the street. The pickup is from a microwave, spare parts from a microwave oven. It's 11.7 kilo ohms. It's quite a bit of signal coming out of that one. And the head again is a hose clamp, yeah, and it's screwed onto a piece of wood. And the neck of this is the string fell off. Okay, have to put the string back on this one. Yeah, the neck is made of an old shoe rack. Found these lots of bits on the street. They made of steel, and the good thing, it's got a 6mm thread on both ends, so it's easy to attach it to anything. It's got a 6.5mm jack as an output. These are my amplifiers. This is a preamp. It's actually, I think it's got 2 little single stage transistor circuits in it, so it's actually quite strong. It's got a couple of inputs. This is 5 volts, just a USB 5 volt. The output is wired for the tip only of a mono cable, and in is also wired for a mono 3.5mm, and it's also got a 6.5mm input for the guitar lead, and it's got a volume control. This amplifier is made out of some department store bought how you call it, a Bluetooth wireless speaker. Just the circuit was put into this box, and it's got the various inputs and outputs there, and it's also got a the input 5 volt USB, and it's also got an output point, so it can power the preamp, because the preamp doesn't have its own batteries, so they can work together very well. And then it's got a headphone output and a line in, but the headphone output is actually wired now for a speaker, so it can actually drive a speaker. I use this BNC connectors for most of the connections. I think it's a very good connector. It's cheap and also gives a very good contact. Here's another amplifier. It's an actual amp, 2 watts on 4 ohms. It also used to be some department store bought PC speakers, yeah, and both of them just 4 ohms, and now just the amplifier circuit itself led out on 2 BNC sockets, and it can drive an external speaker. It's quite loud actually. 2 watt is very loud. It also runs USB 5 volt on. Yeah, there is another amplifier. It's been found on the street. It's also some kind of Logitech type of external computer speaker. It used to run on mains, I think, or some other voltage, but it's been converted to a 5 volt USB because I think it's very convenient to run everything on USB if you go busking. And it's got a whole new amplifier circuit inside. It's just runs on 5 volts now. It's got yeah, there's the input, some USB battery, and then the power switch, volume control. It will have a preamp eventually put inside it. I haven't done it yet, but it will go inside, and it will give a very good sound. At the moment it needs the external preamp. And then these are the adapters. This is to fit the guitar to the iPad. So the iPad or iPhone or iPod can work as a preamp or a distortion module or guitar pedal or a synthesizer, and then the signal goes in from the guitar here, goes in, and then it's got some couple more inputs, and then it's got the output that goes to the iPad. There's also a circuit diagram to this. It's passive. It's just got some capacitors and resistors in it, but yeah, actually it fits to the iPad's headphone jack. So it's very easy to connect with phone or any tablet. And this is basically same as the other adapter. It's got a few inputs and an output that goes to the iPad. This end has the 4-pin connector to the iPad headphone jack. It's got the guitar input. It's got some couple more inputs in case I want to connect the keyboard. And yeah, it's also got it's a passive component. It doesn't need any power. There's a keyboard. This keyboard is just from a department store. It cost about $15, and it's been wired up so it can connect to external power source. Again, it's 5-volt USB, and can wire it up to an iPad so it can drive actual synthesizers. So we can have a keyboard, just a cheap keyboard, and give quite impressive sounds if we have the iPad synthesizers loaded up. And it's got a volume control as well. But apart from that, it's got its own volume control, but it's just an extra one. And then there is an iPod Touch. It's got various effects loaded, like it's got the GarageBand. It's got some guitar effects. Also more guitar. You've got some loopers. Some other useful apps like AudioBoost and yeah, like similar synthesizers. Then here is the iPad itself. The iPad has several synthesizers installed, and the AudioBoost, of course, and the GarageBand. Some of these synthesizers very nice. These are the guitar bits. Some more effect pedals for the guitar. And tuners.